The list for the Arnold Classic Open Men's Bodybuilding came out last Friday. Had some great names on there. Obviously, we had 3 Olympia champions to start with. Samson, Derek Lunsford, Brandon Curry. Andrew Jack is in the show. It's a great lineup. But there are some guys I would have liked to have seen in the show. Didn't appear on the list for whatever reason. I just want to go through a few of those. You guys let me know. Do you agree? Are these guys you wish were on that list? You wish were competing in this upcoming Arnold Classic coming up in just 10 weeks or something like that? So let's take a look. First guy I want to look at here is Hadi Choopan. Hadi was the champ last year. Hadi won the 2024. I'm sorry, this year. We're still in 2024. He won the 2024 Arnold Classic in Columbus, then went on shortly after to win the Arnold Classic UK, beating Samson Dowdy in both shows. So the question is, why would he not do it again? Is he concerned that peaking twice this year? I keep thinking we're already in 2025. Was that Hadi's concern that he really needs a full year to focus on the 2025 Olympia if he's going to come back and regain the title that he won back in 2022? Does he not care about the $500,000 first prize? Is it maybe the fact that his coach, Hani Rambod, has left coaching, although he seems to be coaching Seth Ferrocci from the looks of a lot of posts I've seen recently? Maybe that's just an advisory role. But Hadi Choopan, Hadi, you beat Samson twice this year, earlier in the season. It's not like you couldn't possibly beat him again. I would never say Hadi Choopan will never beat Samson Dauda again. Or Derek. You never know. Derek could beat him. You never know, guys. Stranger things have happened in bodybuilding. If you've been a fan long enough, you've seen all kinds of shit go down over the years. But I really feel Hadi missed the boat. Now, obviously, I don't know his reasons. I don't know how he's feeling mentally, physically, whether he was ready to do a show again so soon, because the Arnold does come up shortly after the Olympia. There's not a lot of time to rest and recover and then get right back into prep for the Arnold. But nonetheless, I certainly wish, as do I'm sure some of you, that Hadi Choopan was on that list for the 2025 Arnold Classic. It would just make for a better show. He's just that good. Next guy I want to look at, the Martian, Martin Fitzwater. Martin, man, obviously he had a fantastic year, and it was a very long year. I suspect that played a role in his decision not to enter this Arnold Classic coming up, because let's face it, he competed in April, winning the Detroit Pro, May, taking a very close second to Nick Walker at the New York Pro. I was right there. I should remember. Goes to Olympia, takes a very strong 4th place at his first Olympia, pushing reigning champ Derek Lunsford very hard for that 3rd place spot. A lot of us thought he could have gotten 3rd place. And then 5 weeks later, travels over to Czech Republic, Prague, where he goes up against the living legend Chris Bumstead in Chris's only open show he's probably ever going to do, and pulls off the win, even though the first day he wasn't looking that great. Second day, Boss of Outlaw brought him in looking like fantastic, pretty close to the way he had at the Olympia, and he nabbed his qualification for the 2025 Olympia. I'm not sure about Martin's plans. Is he going to wait until the Olympia this coming fall, next fall? We're still in 2024. Or is he going to do something perhaps like the Dubai show or the Pittsburgh show, one of these $100,000 first prize? Actually, I haven't heard. Maybe Dubai might even have higher prize money this year. I keep hearing rumors it's going to have even higher prize money. We'll see. We'll see. Another guy I would have loved to see in this Arnold Classic lineup, tell me if you agree, Hunter Labrada. So yeah, Hunter was 6th place at this last O, so just outside the top 5. Had a pretty good year. Hunter traditionally does compete later in the season, so he's never done an Arnold Classic. And I'm also wondering, I'm just trying to get inside these guys' heads. It's pure speculation and guesswork, but Hunter at the Olympia was 6th, and 3 of the guys that placed ahead of him are in the show, including Mr. Olympia Samson Dauda, 3rd place Derek Lunsford, 5th place Andrew Jack. So I'm pretty sure even he would have to admit he probably can't beat those guys. it would be very, very, very difficult for Hunter to beat Sampson, Derek Lunsford, and Andrew Jack. So that gives him fourth place at best. Still, it's not bad. It's like fourth place at the Arnold isn't a bad placing. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But again, Hunter's strategy the past few years has seemed to be to qualify later in the season at a show or the summertime, like something like Tampa or Chicago. He's tried Texas a couple times and he's fallen short because Andrew Jack has been there to stop him. These past 3 years in a row, Andrew has won that Texas show. So, I'm trying to get inside Hunter's head and figure out why he didn't put in for the Arnold Classic, because there are guys on that are not on that list that I'm sure were invited. Obviously, Hadi Choopan was invited. There's no way that the Arnold Classic promoters didn't invite Hadi, and he respectfully declined the invitation. Martin Fitzwater, who applied last year and was not granted an invitation, was not extended an invitation to come out and compete. I'm pretty sure, just by the fact that he's top 4 at the Olympia, pretty sure they said, Martin, would you like to come by and compete this year? And he said no for whatever reasons. He's got his reasons. Next up, Sergio Oliva Jr. Why isn't Sergio in this show? Sergio loves this show. Let's find him here. Sergio has done this show twice. 2020, he got 5th place. A year later, he comes back and takes 6th. And I believe he's gotten best poser both times. Obviously, he's got that history with Arnold because his father, Sergio Oliva, the great 3-time Olympia champion, was a rival and a contemporary of Arnold's. I don't know if they were exactly friends, but Arnold has a lot of respect and admiration for the son of his former rival, Sergio Sr. If I take away that banner, you could see that's Arnold down there video streaming him, I think, on his Instagram while Sergio was posing there in 2020. So I'm very, very sure Sergio always has an open invitation to come to the Arnold, although I don't know if they extended the invitation, but if he had asked to come out and compete in it, very, very sure they would have said, sure, we would love to have you in the show. Sergio hasn't been seen on stage in a little while. Last time we saw him was 2023. I remember he came out at the last minute from Dubai, literally like flew in the night before, and got 3rd place at the Cali Pro. Pretty flat. I mean, he'd gone through some shit. That was shortly after that experience where he was in that traffic accident that unfortunately a man's life was lost. And Sergio was held captive. Is that the wrong word here? He was being held in like a county jail type situation for about a month there before they ironed out all the details and responsibilities. But as far as I know, everything's fine. He's back in the U.S. I'd love to see Sergio because time is ticking for Sergio. Time waits for no man. I believe if he's not 40, he's got to be almost 40 by now. So it's time to get some more shows under your belt. He has not done a ton of shows since his pro debut in 2018, winning the New York Pro. But he's certainly got a great physique. He's very worthy of being on that Arnold Classic stage. Everybody would love to see him. Even his haters would love to see him up there. And he's an amazing poser. Arnold loves having him in the show. So I'm not sure why he did not put out. If he's going to compete, I'm going to assume it's like most of these guys. It's going to be later in the season. Let's take a look at another guy we didn't see all year this year. Regan Grimes. Now, I know he's a new dad, and I've raised 2 children myself. I know having a young child is very time-consuming. It's a big responsibility, especially if you're very active in your child's life and you're a co-parent, not just the guy that brings home the check and expects your wife to do all the child care. But nonetheless, Regan is a tremendous competitor. We saw him last in 2023. He took 2nd to Nathan Deasha at the Flex Weekend Pro, then went on shortly after that to beat Nathan to win the Europa Pro in Alicante, and went on to that Olympia, where he has competed in both classic and open bodybuilding, it should be noted. But we didn't see Regan's name on that list, and it's a shame because he's a fantastic competitor. He's got tons and tons of fans out there who would love to see him any stage. But of course, the 2 biggest stages in our sport are the Arnold Classic and the Mr. Olympia, the 2 biggest prize money shows too. Obviously, I think it's safe to say Regan's wouldn't win the Arnold. We got just some better competitors, some much higher ranked guys up against him. But that doesn't mean just because you can't win or there's very slim chance of you winning doesn't mean you shouldn't do the show. Now, I don't know if they invited him or if he thought about entering, throwing his hat in. Some of you guys in the comments, if you follow these guys a lot more closely than I do, please let me know, because I don't follow everybody. Last guy I want to talk about and get some of your comments is Nathan Deasha. Now, Nathan, I broke the news a few months ago, and Nick Strength and Power and a few others picked up on it, that he was getting a visa that Arnold himself and his committee or Arnold's people had helped arrange a visa for him to come to the USA and compete in this Arnold Classic coming up. Then the list came out. I fully expected to see his name there. It was not there, and I don't know why. I should have asked Giles sooner, because Giles was just with him a few weeks ago over in his gym in Liverpool while Giles had Ronnie Coleman over there for the Olympia All-Star Tour, and there were some interviews and videos shot with Nathan and Ronnie together. So I would imagine that subject came up during their conversations, either on or off camera, as to why Nathan isn't doing the Arnold, because he must have known at that point. Although I know the list hadn't come out yet, but if Arnold had helped arrange a visa for him, I think that's a very clear indication that he was invited. They wouldn't go to all that trouble to help him get a visa from UK to the USA, especially someone who's had a lot of issues trying to get that visa over the past few years. I don't think Nathan's been in the USA since 2018. So it's been 6 years since we've seen this, over 6 years since we've seen Nathan on US soil. He's done the Arnold UK. I think he won that, didn't he? But we didn't see him on the list for this show, and I wanted to. I'm greedy. I want to see all the best guys in every damn show. I think a lot of us as fans are like that. So let's hear what you guys have to say. If you got any info or insights for me. Hottie Hunter, Nick Walker. Yeah, Nick's a good one. That's a good one too. I mean, Nick, I could see he just switched to a new coach. So I could see why maybe he wants a little more time to work with the new coach before jumping right into prep, especially where his body had been burnt out at the time of the last Olympia just a couple months ago, to the point where, people were writing him off and saying, this guy's done, he's toast, he's all finished, even though he's 31 years old. He's still a very young guy with all kinds of potential still ahead of him. But yeah, that's another one. People were speculating when he has been posting updates. He's looking really good lately. Why isn't Nick Walker in this Arnold Classic? What is he waiting for? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe some of you guys do. I doubt it, but some of you guys might have insight. Yeah, let's take a look at some of his more recent updates, because he's looking pretty damn good. Okay, let's go. So stop that. All right. We go to his Instagram, Nick Walker. What do we got? So here he is with Vinny. Is that his coach? Vinny Pizzi? Is that his athlete? Or is that his coach? No, I can't remember. He's not with AJ Sims. Who is he with? Is it Justin Jacoby? Gosh, God. I apologize for not keeping here he is looking amazing, and this was 5 days ago. Yeah, I don't keep abreast or as up on things as far as who's coaching who as maybe I should. But Nick is looking great. He's got all his size back. Seems like he's got his motivation back. And I'm sure he's going to compete again. Obviously not at the Arnold. He's not on the list. I'm really guessing. This was a week ago. He's looking pretty lean too. Big and lean. These are some great updates from Nick. My best guess is we will see him at both the New York Pro and the Pittsburgh Pro. Pittsburgh happens first. It's a big money show. It's the first time they added open men's bodybuilding to it. $100,000 first prize, I believe. So it would be a great 1-2 punch for Nick to knock out and win both of those shows. We'll see if he does. Okay. Let's see. You guys got any more insights for me? Yeah. Martin applied last year and they didn't accept his application. Maybe that's why I chose. I don't think Martin's a spiteful guy. He's like, well, now you want me. Screw you guys. I don't think he's like that. I think it's more of a strategic thing where Martin did so many shows last year and he wants to win the Olympia. We know this. Obviously, he wants to win the Olympia. The fact that he competed so often throughout this year, 2024, April, May, October, November, he was in prep most of this year. Didn't have a lot of time. So my best guess is, and maybe he said this on a podcast. I keep asking for a podcast. He returned my messages a couple of times and then nothing. So I'd love to talk to you, Martin, if you watch this. I'm still waiting to talk to you, and I would love the chance. It was a long year. He was in prep for most of 2024. Best guess is his body just needs a little time to rest and reset if he's going to come back at his best again and make whatever improvements he wants to make before we see him next on stage. So this Arnold is stacked. Oh, absolutely. What's the last Mr. Olympia who went on to win the Arnold? This Arnold is stacked. Yeah, why don't I bring up that? I should leave that up while we're talking because it's an amazing lineup, guys. The purpose of this video wasn't to say, the Arnold sucks because these guys aren't in it. No, this is going to be a great Arnold, guys. Don't get it twisted. It's absolutely going to be an amazing Arnold Classic. Move that over here. Let's go look at that. Present, share screen. Yeah, I mean, it is a great lineup. I mean, look at this. Samson, come on. The last time a reigning Mr. Olympia did the Arnold Classic was Ronnie Coleman in 2001. He only did the show because he wanted a free Hummer. That was the vehicle. They used to give away like 125 grand cash, a brand new Hummer H2, which he won, and you got like a $25,000, $30,000 Audemars PK. I don't know how you say it. Audemars watch, a very nice watch. But yeah, Derek Lunsford, a Mr. Olympia champ, Samson, Brandon Curry's an Olympia champ, Andrew Jack, top 5 Olympian, Sean Clarita, who was 5th place at the Arnold 2 years ago. I'm sorry, it was 2023, which isn't 2 years ago quite yet. But he is an Olympia 12 champ and just got 2nd there. John De La Rosa, another guy who was top 5 at the Arnold earlier this year. So was Hollingshead, James Hollingshead. Carlos Thomas Jr., who we've only seen once as a pro so far at the Texas Pro this year, where he took a very strong 2nd behind Andrew Jack and Hunter Labrada. Patrick Moore, consistent competitor. Justin Rodriguez, also still very good. And William Bonac, who is a 2-time Arnold champion himself and did place as high as 2nd place at the 2019 Mr. Olympia. So, yeah, it's a very, very good lineup. Last Mr. Olympia who went on to win there's only one reigning Mr. Olympia, and that's Ronnie. One reigning Mr. Olympia who competed in the Arnold Classic. Ronnie's the only guy to do this. Every other Mr. Olympia, they would wait. They would wait until the Olympia. So the Arnold Classic was established in 1989. At the time, Lee Haney was the Mr. Olympia champion, obviously. He won that from 1984 all the way through 1991, 8 years in a row. Haney never did it. Dorian succeeded him as Mr. Olympia for 6 years. Dorian never did the Arnold Classic. After Dorian, we had Ronnie. Ronnie did it once out of the 8 years he was Mr. Olympia champ. After Ronnie, we had Jay Cutler. Jay had won the Arnold Classic 3 times prior to becoming Mr. Olympia. Once he was Mr. Olympia champ, he never did the Arnold Classic ever again after that. After Jay, we had Dexter. Dexter has won the Arnold 5 times. Yeah, he holds the record with 5 Arnold Classic wins for any. That's the most Arnold Classic wins out of everybody. Jay won again in 2010. Phil Heath, our 7-time Mr. Olympia, never did the Arnold Classic. I'm sorry, he never did the Arnold Classic as Mr. Olympia champ. He did do it shortly before becoming Mr. Olympia. He took 2nd place to Kai Green. I was there that year, and I'm a huge Kai Green fan. I loved Kai's physique, but I thought Phil had him that year. After Phil, who'd we have? Sean Roden. Sean never. He only held the Olympia title once, and he was never allowed to compete in it again. He never did the Arnold after that. He never competed again after that. Actually, after he won the Olympia, Brandon Curry did win the Olympia. Did not win he won the Arnold, but that was before becoming Mr. Olympia. And who we got after that? Hadi, Derek. Oh, sorry, Big Ramy. Big Ramy was Mr. Olympia twice. Never did the Arnold as Mr. Olympia. He waited until after he was Mr. Olympia to do it. And Yeah, what do you get? 4th? Anyway, if Andrew nails it, he can definitely beat Derek. I mean, like, I think all these guys are very, very close. They all have their strong points and their weak points. If some guy comes in looking just crazy, shredded, full, dry, the best we've ever seen him, who's to say Andrew Jack couldn't win this whole thing? Who's to say? The odds are it's going to be very tough because, we do have Samson as reigning Mr. Olympia. He's already beaten Andrew several times. Derek has beaten Andrew several times, a couple times. So is Hadi. It would be tough for him to get past these other guys. Sergio is too busy being a crybaby or making excuses. Well, I don't think that takes up too much of his time. It's a good one, but let's take a look at his Insta. I just want to see how he's looking. Last updates he's posted. Just curious, Sergio. So, okay. All right. So here we go. Sergio. These are pinned. These are older ones. These are pinned ones. That was 82 weeks ago. So these are not recent. Here's recent. Looks like he is at, what gym is that? He's with Keon. I'm not really sure where this is. He's training somewhere with Keon. Anybody know where this is? I guess it doesn't really matter. Here he is on the ground. He trains very hard, man. He's got a hell of a physique. You can hate on him all you want. But I feel any of these shows would be better with Sergio in it. You can't say he doesn't have one of the best physiques in the ACPB Pro League. He does. Wow, look at that. It's quite the outdoor workout. Looks like somebody's backyard where they got some equipment set up. Looks like Danny Trejo. Oh, is that Dennis Wolf coaching him? Is that Dennis Wolf? I think it is. Oh, yeah, that's Dennis Wolf's gym. Literally is in Dennis's backyard in Las Vegas. Yeah, not a lot of physique shots here, but, he's still as big as ever. Definitely one of the best physiques. It's too bad that people harp on him calling him a crybaby and this and that. I've never had a bad interaction with Sergio in all the years I've known him. I've known him since before he was a pro. I know that wasn't that long ago, really, in the scheme of things. But yeah, nobody cares. Work harder. It's 3 weeks ago. So he certainly looks huge, full, could jump into a prep, could have done the show. Physically, I'm guessing. It's an older shot. But, we don't get to see him. Don't know why. All right. What else we got, guys? What else we got? Comments, questions. Okay. I don't see the hype with Sergio. He's like 40 years old. Well, 40 isn't what it used to be. 40 is the new 30, basically. People take better care of themselves. Bodybuilders' careers, they last a lot longer now than they used to in the old days. So a 40-year-old bodybuilder can still be in his prime. I haven't seen Sergio's physique start to show signs of wear and tear or going downhill. I don't believe he's past his physical prime yet. He's still in that stage where he could be doing very well and winning shows. Some guys by the time they're 40, especially if they've done a ton of shows and they've started to incur some injuries, things like that, nerve damage, stuff like that. Yeah, they're done by 40. They're on the decline, but Sergio's not. Reckon Krizo. Yeah, Krizo needs more time. I almost put him in this because he's someone, of course. I'd love to see Krizo in that show. I think he's a breath of fresh air in the industry. He's got a freaky physique. Let's look at some of his updates. That was an older shot, obviously. That was, I think, the EVLS Prague from the year before. Yeah, let's look at. I think that might be older too. I don't know. Hard to tell. Baby biceps. I don't think that's current. I don't. So this was prior to the surgery. Today we finished the rehab. Oh, okay. So this was he's done with the rehab after the surgery. Shoulder joint is 100% ready. So this is where he's at. This was 2 weeks ago. He says 2025, first competition, but didn't say which one. Don't know when we'll see him, but He'll probably compete over in Europe, I'm guessing, somewhere. I wish he would come over and qualify at a U.S. show. How cool would it be to see Krizo at the New York Pro or Chicago Pro or Tampa Pro, or even over in Canada, like the Vancouver Pro, Toronto Pro? We'd love to see that guy over here to qualify. Freaky arms, freaky shoulders. Here he is flipping us off. Krizo. Yeah. But yeah, I'm assuming he just needs more time. Shoulder surgery is not a joke. It takes a while to come back from any surgery, and shoulders are involved, as you guys know, in everything we do. Showing us some of the rehab stuff he does. It's 5 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to see Krizo again very soon. Unfortunately, not as soon as this Arnold Classic. Not that soon. I like how the doctor has him as a. What does that say? I got to translate from Czech. It doesn't even translate. See translation. Nothing happens when I hit that. Yeah, look. Okay, so that was right after the surgery. Oof. Look at all the bruising there. Yeah, post-op rehab focus on recovery improving. It was a long haul, man. So I give him credit. It's not easy to come back from any surgery and be a top level guy trying to win the Mr. Olympia, go up against these the very best in our sport. Sergio Oliva Jr. history, the biggest disappointment in bodybuilding history. Well, I don't know about the biggest. I mean, we've had a few. Only won one pro show, and ever since 2020, Arnold's been on the decline. Physically, I don't think he's on the decline. He's had some life events. Things haven't worked out well. He was stuck in Australia for a few months after that, Arnold, because he went over to the Australia to compete, and then COVID, the lockdown, the pandemic hit us like a thunderbolt, and he was stuck in Australia. They wouldn't let him leave the country. Then he went over to Kuwait for a while. More recently, he was in Spain last year training with Dorian for a while. But yeah, I'd like to see him really, really find his way and come back. He's missed. I miss him. I'm sure even a lot of you guys who talk crap about him, I'm sure you'd still love to see him on these stages, even if it only gives you a chance to talk more crap if he doesn't perform as well as he might be expected to. Keon should have jumped in the open. He's not big enough yet, guys. He's not big enough yet. No. Keon is fantastic. Keon needs another, I'd say, 15 pounds of muscle from where he is now, at least 15 pounds before he starts doing damage in the open. But that being said, with his shape and structure, once he gets bigger, as long as he keeps that waist small and keeps that same incredible, look at that waist. With this shape, with another 15, 20 pounds of muscle, I think he could be Mr. Olympia. Not, forget about continuing to win the 212 Olympia. He'll outgrow the class. Yeah. Yeah, maybe he said something about he could beat Derek, but he still needs more time. He needs more time to grow and really be ready for the open, not just to place, but to win. What show do you think Seth will make his comeback at? Well, Seth is a native Pennsylvanian. He's a native, I believe he's from, I don't know what part of Pennsylvania. I want to say he's close to Pittsburgh. That's where he grew up, somewhere in or around Pittsburgh. So if I'm a gambling man, I would put good money that we're going to see Seth Ferrocci back on stage at the 2025 Pittsburgh Pro, which they're making a whole expo out of it. They want it to rival the Arnold Classic. They hired Matt Lors, who used to run the expo for the Arnold Classic. So yeah, that's when I think we'll see Seth. We'll see Seth again. Kyle Wilkes is coaching Nick Walker. See, I can't remember shit. Let me write that down and repeat to myself 10 times a day. So Kyle Wilkes. Kyle Wilkes is coaching Nick Walker. He's fairly popular for coaching Instagram guys, but never top IFBB pros. Yeah, that's, doesn't mean he's not as capable as some of these big name coaches. I just saw Brett Wilkin took on Boss of Outlaw, Stefan Kienzel as his coach. Brett was another Matt Jansen guy. So it seemed like a few of these. Clarita was a Jansen guy, and he left. He left Jansen. He's with Boss of Outlaw. Martin wasn't coached by him. But yeah, I just wonder how many guys Boss of Outlaw can handle. I don't know. These are a lot of names we've been waiting to see head up. So this is a great turnout. Yeah. Oh, it's a great show, guys. Didn't Dexter win the Arnold 5 times? Built to Laugh. 5 times. Also, I want to say, Built to Laugh, since you have Joker in your avatar, I watched it last week, giving myself the benefit of the doubt. Because, I love the first movie. I thought it was great. And Lady Gaga, that's my celebrity crush. I love Lady Gaga. I could watch her shop for groceries and have a good time. It was horrible. It was an awful movie. So anyway, the critics were right. I don't always agree with critics. Brandon Curry won the Arnold 2020 after winning it in 2019. Okay. But he was not the reigning Arnold. He was not the reigning. He won it in 2019. He won the Olympia. Now you're going to make me check it out. Arnold Classic. Now I have to go to I went to the wrong one. Just want to confirm, because maybe I have something wrong here. If I go to muscle memory, I go to Brandon Curry. Brandon Curry, okay. Musclememory.com. It hasn't been updated in a while, but it's a pretty damn good website. Like I said, he stopped updating a couple of years ago. The gentleman who runs it. But let me show you. You can find a lot of, there's thousands and thousands of contest results on here, and you can look up by the athlete, by the contest, by the year. So, okay, this is Brandon Curry's contest history. It only goes, it goes up 2022. Yeah, he won it. Well, no, he won it in 2022, not 2021. He won the Arnold in 2019, and he won the Olympia in 2019. 2020, he was runner-up at the Olympia. That was to Big Ramy. In 2022, he came back and won the Arnold again. So he won it in 2019 and 2022. So, yeah. So you are incorrect, Mark, but it's okay. I screw up, as you guys know, all the damn time with the years. Also, Brandon won in 2022. Yeah, Mark corrected you. Okay. He was Mr. Olympia, but he wasn't the reigning Mr. Olympia. He wasn't Mr. Olympia at the time that he won the Arnold. The only Mr. Olympia, reigning Mr. Olympia to enter and win the Arnold Classic, or to even enter. We've only had one reigning Mr. Olympia ever enter the Arnold Classic in, how long has the Arnold been around now? 35 years. It was Ronnie Coleman in 2001. I want to confirm that. Let me see. Let's go back. If we go to Ronnie Coleman, I want to make sure I got the name, because I screw up 2001 and 2002 all the time. Just go to Ronnie Coleman's page on Muscle Memory. 2001, yeah, he won the Arnold Classic that year, and he was the reigning Mr. Olympia champ. 2002, yeah, so that was right. Okay. So I like to be accurate when I can be accurate. Trying again, I want to see James Hollingshead comes in full and peeled. That'd be a good head up with Samson. James is very good. I don't think he has a good chance of beating Samson Dauda. Samson's just got crazy shape, beautiful structure, lines. James has a very good physique, guys. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see him pushing Samson. Still, he was 5th place last year at the Arnold. He's no joke. He's a contender. He's legit. 500K will certainly hopefully get more of the Olympians to compete. We didn't get that. We got more. This is the best turnout for Olympians. A lot of, in the past, a lot of the top Mr. Olympia competitors would bypass or skip the Arnold because they thought peaking again so soon or getting back into prep was going to screw up, ruin their chances of being at their very best at the Olympia later in the year. And, there might, for some guys, that might actually be accurate. I mean, we have to wonder if Hadi Choopan hadn't showed up at the Arnold earlier this year, looking as good as he did, would he have been able to win his Olympia title back? I don't know. But he got $400,000 for winning this Arnold Classic this year, and not sure what he got runner-up for the Olympia. Samson got $600. Did Hadi get maybe like $200 or something? I don't know what runner-up the money was for runner-up, but yeah, I mean, still, it's got a fantastic lineup. When is Arnold, guys? It is. Was it early March, second pro? Arnold Sports. Go to Arnold Sports. Go to Arnold Sports on Instagram, or you can even go to arnoldsportsfestival.com. I'll show you the dates. So, yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of info out there, guys. You could have done a quick search on Google. It would have taken you the same places I'm showing you. Arnold Classic is happening February 27th through March 2nd, 2025. It's coming up. You go to the link tree. It takes you right to the website. It's arnoldsportsfestival.com is the website. So all the info you need, schedules, tickets, hotels, all that good stuff. You can find it right there. They both live in Vegas, Keon and Sergio. Oh, is Keon in Vegas now? He left Texas? Huh. Ron Harris Classic now. But you know who I think should put on, he'll do whatever he wants to, but I think Chris Bumstead should put on the Chris Bumstead Classic, make it classic physique as the main event. Maybe it wouldn't even have open bodybuilding, and have the biggest prize package in classic physique, like 100,000 first prize, or maybe even more. I mean, don't tell me Chris Bumstead couldn't get some crazy, huge sponsors, maybe even mainstream sponsors. I don't know if everyone's leaving Milos. I don't know. Seth is not doing Pittsburgh. Oh, that sucks. He's not confident he's going to compete or not. Yeah, I can't imagine why he's looking as good as he's looking if he's not going to be competing. It's because he was off, off gear. I think he was just on TRT for years and years. He hasn't been this big because he's back. Obviously, he's back on like a real cycle. Obviously, I don't think I'm being a jerk by saying that. I think it's fairly obvious. So why would he be doing all that? Getting back on the blasting the gear and getting his size back. Yeah. Back on a bro split. Why would he be doing all that if he wasn't going to compete? And he's looking pretty lean here. Maybe Detroit Pro? I don't know. He still has time to make his announcement. He might tell us in February or March that he's doing Detroit Pro, or he might change his mind on Pittsburgh Pro. People can change their minds. He certainly looks like he's ready to compete again, as far as I can tell. Yeah. He hasn't looked like this in years. He's got all his size back. He's on all the good stuff. He's conditioned. And, he never really did a whole lot as a pro. I mean, he wasn't around that long. He didn't stick around. So he probably feels he's got unfinished business. I didn't listen to the bro chat, so I don't know. Or no, I'm sorry. He did a podcast with Hani. He did a good podcast with Hani. I have not watched that yet. I wish I did more of that lazy cardio, the slow cardio, because then I would have time. I would have time to watch all these things. Chelburn with Lady Gaga ruining the Joker vibes. It just wasn't a good movie. It was so slow. It just dragged. Milos and his insulin protocols need to disappear. You don't like Milos. I get it. Oh, I never said James could beat. I don't think size on James. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, fair enough. Yeah. Maybe I should have accused you of saying James was going to win. Yeah. I mean, I talked about him the other day when I did the review of the list that had come out. I've always been a James fan, even back in like 2018 or something, back when he was early days as a pro, and he still needed to fill out more. He's filled out quite a bit. He's improved a lot. He's got a really full round look to the muscles there he is as a kid. Great back, great legs, calves. It's from a couple of years back. Yeah, I think he'll do very well. He'll do very well. I like the fact that he puts up so many back shots. So many guys, because not many guys have great backs. So there's a lot of guys you never even see a back shot because they know they're just going to get trolled. That's a client of his. Yeah, and he comes in great condition. Probably like to see a little more chest thickness. If I'm going to be picky, and I have to, that's what I'm here for. But no, I think James will do very well. Very, very likely a top 5 finish for James Hollingshead at this show. Hadi won $300K when he won the Arnold. No, it was 400. 400. They raised it to 400 the year before. And they were trying to get Nick Walker to do the show, and he did. He did the show. And Samson won. It was 400 when Samson when Hadi won. It was 400 because it was already 400 the year before. Only guy I could see beating Samson is Andrew if people like to text. Well, I mean, Derek beat him even with the downsized leg at the Olympia, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say what's going to happen. I mean, Andrew's got a ton of fans, and rightfully so. He's got an incredible physique. He's a great competitor. So, shooting health phase and bulk grows back hamstrings on the recent bro chat. You're talking about Seth here? Is Seth doing a health phase? You can go check it out yourself. Oh, I don't doubt you. I just don't watch. I don't watch all the podcasts. It's very time consuming. Derek got gifted third place, man. Yeah, I mean, I had Martin in third at the Olympia, so I'm not arguing with you for a second there. Derek. Show Derek at the finals. You know, he didn't look bad, but he was the reigning Mr. Olympia, and we expected him to look as good or better than he had when he won the show the year before, and we didn't see that. Condition was there. We didn't see much improvement in those areas we wanted to. The detail in the chest, shoulders, arms, the areas where Hadi has so much detail. And the leg, that right quad of his did look to be a little downsized. Seth, okay, well, it didn't look like he was in a health phase in those shots I was looking at. If those are recent. A health phase means you're only on TRT. I'm not calling him a liar. I don't think he's the type of guy to lie. But I'm just telling you that unless those updates are from before, or unless he just started the health phase. It was 1 day ago. Okay, yeah. So I guess what happened. I don't want to speculate because I didn't listen to the podcast, so I don't even want to speculate about Seth. All I want to say is Seth has an incredible physique. I saw him turn pro, and he never really fulfilled his full potential as a pro. Didn't do a lot of pro shows. Was very, very good, and he does have unfinished business. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. Still showing that. Okay. All right, guys. I think that's enough. I've been going for a while here. Thoughts on guys doing lip fillers? What? I don't think lip fillers look good on a man. No, I don't. I'll take a look at Mike O'Hearn right now. What's this thing called? Titan Mike O'Hearn? Mike O'Hearn. 3.6 million followers. The pinned pictures are never current. Okay, so stop that screen. I'm gonna tell you if I think. I don't know. It doesn't look like lip fillers to me. If they are, they're not very obvious. I think he's done things like Botox and filler, which, whatever. He certainly had some work done on his face. He's 55 years old. He'll be 56, I think, next month. I can tell. I watch. My wife is like a Jedi master when it comes to spotting work, surgery, cosmetic procedures. She knows all about it. She follows probably a couple hundred prominent cosmetic surgeons on Instagram. He's had some work done. There's no doubt. I don't think he's had lip fillers done, but whatever. People can do whatever they want to do. It's their body. It's their face. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it doesn't look to me like he's had any lip filler put in. I see other things that I could, if I was more adept, if I knew more about cosmetic procedures, I could probably tell you all about it, what he's had done. 300K. Pretty sure it was 400 because they raised it to 500. Recheck the price for the Arnold. Let's see. Prize money 2024 Arnold Classic. How much money was won? Oh, you're right. Okay. I could have sworn it was 300 because they raised it all the way from bring that up. I gave them too much credit for how much money they awarded. So you were right. Hadi got 300 and Wesley only got 60. Oof. Wait a minute. So here's what okay, we'll read this. It says, this year's victor walked away with 300, but Arnold has already set the stakes higher for next year. This doesn't even make sense. This is Generation Iron. So look at this paragraph. It said this year's victor walked away with 300, but Arnold set the stakes higher for next year. The 2025 Arnold Classic Men's Open received 500, surpassing this year's 400. He just said in the same paragraph, this year got 300, and then he said he got 400. Unbelievable. Now I'm getting really confused. Let's see what Fitness Volt. Fitness Volt. Let's see what you guys said. I could have sworn he got 400,000. And as you see, click here if the page is not redirect automatically. Okay, I'm clicking. Okay. Okay, this says Hadi got 300. I guess we'll go with the 300. I guess that'll be our consensus. Oh, well. Check the price. You can hire me as assistant. I keep you up on all the podcasts you don't watch. I don't have any money to hire you. I don't have the budget right now, but thank you, Train to Gain. Check the one in the black shirt. I don't care about Michael Hearn's lip fillers or lack of lip fillers. But let's try it. December 9th. I don't know. Black shirt. I think this is the one you're talking about. Let me see. Now we're really concerned about Michael Hearn, whether or not he has lip fillers. I don't know. That's a black shirt. Is that the one you're talking about? It's hard to say. Because Instagram never tells you when these things. They just say like 5 days ago, 3 days ago. This is also a black shirt from 2 weeks ago. His lips don't look poofy to me. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, he does not have lip filler. My opinion. No reason Hunter shouldn't be doing the Arnold. No more gut issues. Honestly, think he's scared to fail. I mean, like I said, he's traditionally done shows only in the summer and the fall. I can't remember the last time he did a spring show. I know he won the New York Pro, but I think the year he won New York Pro was held later in the year. He usually takes this chunk of the year for his off season and makes improvements. So I don't know. I don't know if he's afraid of anybody or if he just wants the extra time. I don't want to speculate either way. I like Hunter. And just say I wish he was in the show. He would have been a great addition to the lineup. That being said, the Arnold lineup keeps itself pretty small. They have a cap. They've never exceeded 15 guys on stage. They keep it smaller. It's invite only. It's supposed to be more elite, more prestigious. You know, we had like 32 guys in the Olympia a couple of years ago because that's how many people were qualified. But the Arnold has always intentionally stayed a little smaller to keep that aura of prestige about it. Hunter's blessed with a father like that. Dude is set for life. Well, yeah. I mean, Hunter Labrada, very great bodybuilder, very successful businessman. Ain't a bad way to live. Ain't a bad way to live, no. Anyway, guys, I think I've rambled on long enough. And if you're watching this later, leave a comment. We'll work for supplements, gym memberships. Oh, boy, I appreciate training again. Yeah, so I'm going to do a power hour with Giles later this week. Have not gone over the Arnold lineup with him yet. Curious to see what he has to think about the roster, the lineup for this upcoming Arnold. Maybe some early Arnold predictions. Hunter said in several of his recent vlogs he was looking forward to doing the Arnold this year. Well, what happened? Like the video, guys. Yes, like, share, subscribe, all that crap it says at the bottom. Ring that notification bell. I'm almost at 8,000 subs. I think I need like 25 more or something. So I'm sure all of you guys in the chat are probably already subscribed, but if you're not, please do. That's it. Anyway, guys, I'll stop the screen. Gonna say goodbye, guys. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate you being part of the chat. And if you're watching this later on the replay, drop a comment below. It helps the algorithm. Whether you agree with my picks for who should be in the Arnold, or if there's any other people you really want to see on that Arnold Classic competitor list that are not on the list, let me know in the comments, or just drop a damn comment. In general, it's good for me. Appreciate you watching, and we'll see you